Sup everyone, Darkscream here, and this rant is actually going to be a little bit more of a old man looking back at the good old days rant. A rant that you're probably going to hear and your response will be, okay boomer, whatever all the dumbasses say. And I know this rant isn't going to light a fire up people's asses, or I'm not going to try to change something or whatever. I accept the things the way they are now, but I do like to fondly look back at the good old days. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those videos. Well, fucking eat my nuts, deal with it. It's something I want to get off my chest because I think it'll be a fun thing to talk about. It's gonna be a fun ass rant this time. But anyways, when I was shopping at a bookstore a week ago and I picked up Animeta, which I talked about in the previous video, it made me realize there's a fun thing that I used to do a whole lot, but I can't anymore because of the way times have changed. But I really miss the thrill of the hunt. Some of you are wondering, what the hell is that? Well, it's just the idea of going to a store, any store, and just looking for something that might catch your eye, and then you just buy it on impulse, or you're just looking for a specific thing or whatever. It's another way of saying I prefer to go shopping for physical media by getting into my car and just driving over there, or hitching a ride with a friend, whatever. Just going from point A to point B, as opposed to buying it digitally or ordering online, which is what's killing that thing initially. But I understand why, because it is far more convenient that way. And while this is an anime vlog where I'll be talking about my experiences picking up anime DVDs and picking up manga, this kind of experience can be applied to almost any kind of hobby, really. It can be applied to video games, maybe books, maybe Gunpla kits. But it is going to be more anime focused, because that was the part of the hunt that excited me the most. That was what I really enjoyed, was just hunting for the anime. Well, about, I don't know, 15 years ago or something, when I started collecting anime DVDs, I would just scrounge up what little bit of lawnmower money I have. And then I would get a ride to the mall or to the local Best Buy, and then just search for anime DVDs, something to pick up on impulse. Sometimes I would have an idea of what to buy, like, hey, the first thing I bought was something Tenchi related, so I wanted something Tenchi because it was off the air in Toonami for a while, and I missed the hell out of that. I wanted to get back to seeing it. So I would find Tenchi the movie, the Mahoshi Special Pretty Sammy DVD duology, whatever. But sometimes I would just find whatever I could find random, because I didn't have a really good internet connection at the time. It was dog shit dial-up. So I would just see what they have that was available in front of me, see if the price was, the price is right when you were going to a Suncoast. I know some people probably remember that store, but in hindsight, $30 a DVD with a DVD containing 4 or 5 episodes? No. I mean, at the time, yeah, I bought something like that. That's how I bought Volume 1 of Excel Saga, but that was like the only way I could get it at the time. I mean, that's probably the only thing I don't miss back in those thrill of the hunt days, were the prices, I assure you. But I would just, go to a DVD store, just find something. Like, I remember watching a bunch of AMVs with my friend of this one series called Slayers, and I was like, okay, Slayers looks like a fun show. I want to give that a chance. I never bothered to ask anyone where to start or how to start, whatever. I just said, I'm going to give Slayers a chance. I'm going to see if there's DVDs at the Best Buy. And I did. And they had the first movie and the first 3 set of OVAs, which I believe it's called Slayer Special, but ADV released it as The Book of Spells. And that was how I would just dig myself into it, and became a Slayers fan afterwards. Checked out the TV shows, the rest of the movies, blah blah blah. You know how it is. That was my experience. But the whole anticipation of going to the store, looking at the DVD, looking to see if you can afford it, picking it up, and then holding it until it's ready to head home, because you don't just go home right away. You would just hang out at the mall, go to the food court, go to the arcade, shit like that. And that, to me, was a pretty bitchin' weekend in my teenage years. All the way up until the end of my college years when Best Buy's DVD selections were getting worse and worse. And by worse and worse, I mean, it was just mostly the mainstream streamlined shit like Bleach and One Piece. They didn't have the once in a while hidden gem anymore that I would pick up. And some gems I pick up aren't great. I will admit I did buy Green on a whim, and if you are a longtime fan of this channel, you already fucking know how I feel about that piece of trash shit show. But whatever, that was the risk I took. I didn't want to bother researching it online, and you know what, even if I could do that kind of thing nowadays, I still wouldn't try to go to the internet to ask for other people's opinions because, I just really don't like the internet when it comes to their opinions on anime all that much. I definitely don't see eye to eye with them the most. I'm sorry guys, but that's how it is. I just have to follow my instincts on this one. But of course, the days of digital streaming, now we have Crunchyrolls and Verves and anime coming to Netflix, etc., etc. Making it a little easier of accessibility when it comes to anime. So much to the point where there's so much shit to watch, and it's actually kind of taxing for me to figure out where to start. Even if there are good shows on that list. Like High Dive usually has a lot of good stuff on their library. But even then, I'm still conflicted on whether or not I should watch the next episode of Pat Labor or the next episode of You're Under Arrest. But that was such a fun feeling. You start to get a little excited. Same thing with manga too. You get a little excited, you head home, you check it out immediately, and you probably end up loving it more so than you probably should have. But even if you want to get a physical DVD or Blu-ray of a show, you probably won't think, well, FYEs are closing down left and right. Well, before that, they were turning into weird shit show. The funny thing about most of these stores closing down, they always add in extra shit in order to keep the sales going. And I see a whole lot. Almost every store that, has some weird catering towards nerd culture or whatever. Whether it be anime or comic books or Marvel films, whatever. These stores would just get fucking cluttered with fucking Deadpool Funko Pops. And that's why, if somebody were to tell me to choose between a Barnes & Noble and a Books A Million, I'd probably lean with Barnes & Noble, because at least they have some interesting anime shit that's worth selling there. They got Gunpla kits. They sell Gunpla kits there. And I do like to build me some Gunpla. What the hell does Books A Million have? A Funko Pop of Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. But 9 times out of 10, they won't have a particular DVD you're looking for anymore. So what we do, you would either go to Right Stuff or Amazon, just order online, and there you go. Not that that's a dog on either of those two sites. I'm actually glad they exist. Hey, if it weren't for Amazon, I wouldn't have the complete collection of Tech Man Blade right now, which was the only way I could freaking get it. Because, it's out of print nowadays, and it's such a rare find. And that was another thing. I also really liked going to FYEs just to find what used anime DVDs they would have, see how much they were, and just buy them off right there. I mean, Garzy's Wing for $3. Yeah, sure, why the hell not? I heard it's a terrible anime, but it's laughably bad, and right there, that's worth the full price. But now FYEs, I don't even know if they're still around. I know the one in my town closed, the one in Windsor's town, he told me that was closed or closing down, one of the two. I'm pretty sure the one that I would go to the mall in Mississippi in is probably down too. So yeah, that's it. That kills my joy. The only time I get a fraction of that experience nowadays is if I go to dealers' rooms at conventions and look at their DVD and manga stuff. So about once a year, I would just go there, see what they would have, and then I would still stumble upon weird gems I never even heard of, like Alien 9, which, hold on a second, let me pull up my damn DVD of this. Okay, so you might find this at some rare pawn shop or something or whatever, but when I was at MechaCon last year, I just saw this DVD, and it literally says, "From the creators of Excel Saga," with the back of the cover saying from the screenwriter of Millennium Actress, Cowboy Bebop, and Bubblegum Crisis, and the producer of Tenchi Muyo, so clearly this show was trying to sell to me because, you know, I actually like all those things, except for Millennium Actress. I've yet to see that. But the other stuff, yeah. I'm especially a huge mark of Excel Saga. Who knows, maybe I'll actually do a review of Alien 9 one day. But that's the only time I actually get that satisfying experience of a successful hunt. Anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say about this. Like I said, this was basically a classic late 2000s style rant, you know, back when we used to rant about every little thing back in the day, and then I thought, hey, you know, if I want to talk about some specific topics of anime, why not talk about this thing that used to excite me back when I was, you know, buying and collecting anime and manga. And yeah, that was... I'm sorry, I'm remembering the time I have volume 1 of Hidamari's sketch, but I have no memory of actually purchasing it. What happened there? Huh. Anyways, this is Darkscream signing out.